what we can talk about today. You got anything?
Talking with Matt, we're gonna get a house in Round Rock, locked up at 280, looks like ARV's 400. I'm calling her right after this meeting, but
Okay.
agreement in principle here.
Okay. Can we play with that, or the numbers, or role play anything around that?
We could role play the one in Brooklyn,
Okay.
in the Bronx.
How's that?
The one we put in the dispo yesterday, 6 family,
Don't get me on.
brand new. Highest and best use is Section 8 tenants. Total rents per month are 26,000.
Okay.
So we're trying to move it at an 8.6 cap.
All right.
Move in ready.
Okay. Cool. How do we role play that? What do you wanna? What part it would be useful for the guys to role play?
Yeah, I mean, we can go over the pitch. This one, I can kind of run through to how we came to the number of 2.8. So you guys can kind of see it.
Yeah, let's do it. Is this enough space?
Yeah.
Okay. Going back to that stuff later. While he's doing that, so later on, sell with story. How are we using story to sell? I feel like I've heard you use story before. I know that everybody in this room has an opportunity to use story to connect versus just lecturing and telling them value and benefit on an example, a borrowed story, something that you hear. We're talking about stuff. That's the whole point of us being able to mastermind in here. Is it's just not about the role plays. I should be internalizing opportunities to tell stories based off of good and bad things that happen. Because when you can use story versus just yappity yap on, hey, you should do this, a tricky little close, yada yada, right? It's a lot easier for people to be able to connect with you, because I think that's our biggest opportunity, is for us to connect with people at an even higher level. Because they can, even when you get good at it, sometimes they can still smell the setup. You with me? They can smell the setup, right? You can feel it. It's like you can smell it. And it's not a bad thing if there's clear value and they feel like there's maybe possibility or opportunity. How much do I believe that? I feel like, sometimes I say the same shit you guys have heard me say over and over and over and over again. And yet, because the fundamentals will never go away, because it is about, remember the Michael Jordan story I told you? Where he's all about the fundamentals?
Must remember.
Yeah, that's the same thing in the game, right? In the game, when I'm talking to somebody, to be able to step up my interest, even if it's manifested, because I'm bored, because shit ain't been happening, because I'm not really sure how serious you are, because I haven't set an appointment all week, because I haven't had a closing. Okay, so sell the story. What are we fighting for or against? We'll talk more about that. And then pacing and leading specifically, I want to work on with you guys. Pacing and leading, to be able to meet them with their energy on where they're at and lead them into a new realm of energy, really. Energy, thinking, but most people, because they're in resistance, right, Brent, when I meet them where they're at on frustration or maybe indifference or annoyance, that's where I got to step up and be able to pace them and meet them where they're at with that frustration, with that frustration, and then move into a new way of thinking or a new energy. Yeah, exactly. All right.
A little background on this deal. Deal came to me from somebody in my sphere. Just built a 6-plex in the Bronx, getting ready for his C of O. Wants to sell it off market. Reason being, he's having some problems with the city. Right now it's 2 3-family homes that share a wall. They want to sell it as a 6-family. So they're working through those issues with the city. They think the city's going to make them keep it as 6-plex. So they just don't want the history on the MLS. So he's willing to move it off market. So he came to me and said, hey, we're getting our CO next week. I want to be able to sell this building at a 7 to 8 cap. All right. Here are the rents from Section 8. What do you think we should go list it at? Okay. So,
This is Brooklyn?
This is in the Bronx.
Oh, Bronx.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a situation that comes to us kind of often where they'll be a little clouded about the price, but give you a range of what exactly they're looking for.
Wait, this is total?
That's per unit.
Per
times
unit.
4.
God.
So,
yes.
Per unit times 2.
oh. I was gonna say $1,000 even for the Bronx sounds
No,
low.
no. They're all 4 bedrooms, 4 and 5 bedrooms.
That's the Bronx!
That's what I'm saying. My sister lives in the Bronx. I'm like, dude, that's high as hell.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a Section 8 guaranteed rent too,
Oh,
They pay
and
a
it's
little
for
higher.
4 and 5 bedrooms.
oh.
Wow.
So it's big.
Sick.
It's a big, yeah.
You
it's
don't
a
find
big-
many 4.2s that
Yeah.
are brand new, like, period. So it is a unique asset class, but at a 7 to 8 cap, how would you get to the price here?
And
Take the total
divide
rent
by-
per year and divide it by 7 or 8%.
Take the rents and then take the rents per month, multiply it by 12, and then
Then divide by 60, right? Oh, yeah, 60%.
Right, so that's 4,600, 4 units times 12 months,
Oh, okay.
right? So we're at 224K for the 5 bedrooms, 97,000 for the 2 bedrooms. That's a total of 321,000 GOI. GOI is gross, right? So when we're looking at cap rate, we want net operating income. So we're gonna take a 0.25 OpEx on this. Taxes are a lot lower in New York. Otherwise, normally we would do 30%. Property taxes are about half what they are here in some other markets.
Okay, let's slow down right here though. So, rents times 12 equals, and then plus, right? Got
Yep.
us there.
Sorry.
And explain OpEx to the newbies.
Yeah, so your OpEx is gonna be your property management, your property tax, your insurance, any of the costs associated to run the building.
So that's a general number we're rounding about to try to figure out.
To factor NOI because there's no current rent roll because it's brand
Right,
new.
NOI, net versus gross, right? Gross, okay, total versus net, which is gonna be after OpEx, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so taxes,
Insurances,
management,
Sure.
vacancy,
Vacancy,
Yep.
CapEx,
Mhm.
maintenance. Now it is a brand new building, so there's a little bit less of a hold factor there.
Mhm.
But you still would run it instead of maybe at a 5%, you would do a 3 or 4.
okay.
So
but what about the fact that they're Section 8 tenants? Think that would cause more CapEx?
it,
Maintenance, I guess.
it could. The city also pays you a premium when you place them,
Okay,
so your reserves wind up being a bit higher.
okay.
On the front end, they give you like 15% of the gross rents up front as a signing bonus.
Oh, okay.
So that's just like another little nuance there,
Mm.
but that's why I wouldn't necessarily hold it back. This is our NOI. Now,
NOI.
when you're looking at commercial deals, a lot of the guys will send you rent rolls and expense sheets that look like it's NOI, but it's really GOI. And that's when we're going back in and like really figuring out what this cap rate is.
Mhm.
Okay.
So knowing that we're at a 241,000 NOI, if we wanted to sell this at an 8 cap, what does that number need to be, price wise?
Take it divided by,
All right, so he's looking to sell somewhere around 3 million, all right, 7 or 8 cap. Being that I know this person, we were able to negotiate a little bit, we're gonna try to move this at an 8.6. At an 8.6 cap, what's the price?
2.8 million.
No, I'm just.
So
I wonder
this-
what,
should
just
be
for
able to do that.
conversation and awareness on cap rates in New York, I'm sure certain areas may be also different. Do you have any awareness around
Yeah,
that?
cap rate seems like it's a bit lower there because the asset is worth so much more.
Mm-hmm.
So there's, I see a lot of stuff like 6 to 7 kind of in there as good deals that don't
Mhm.
necessarily need a huge value add.
Mm-hmm.
People who are building brand new when they're keeping them themselves try to
Mhm.
build it at an 8 or a 9.
Because the higher the price, or the lower the price, the higher the cap rate.
Well, it really comes down to NOI.
Right.
So it's a ratio of how much you're able to charge with how little you're able to spend.
And what does cap rate mean? What does that stand for?
Capitalization, right? So what the return on your money to the price of the investment.
Basically your return.
Yeah,
Mhm.
only two numbers, so you need the NOI
And which is the
and
net.
the price.
But if you didn't have the cap rate, then
You need one of, two
You
of
need,
those
you need
three.
two of the three. You either need price, NOI, or GOI, and the cap rate. And you can kind of figure out the
Yeah.
formula. Same thing when we're working with buyers. So there's a lot of buyers in the market saying, oh, I'm looking for a multifamily somewhere around a 7 cap. I got, $1 million to spend. You're like, okay, how do I find that, right? That should be able to tell you, finding a rent roll, what the potential NOI or GOI needs to be able to identify quickly if that property would work.
So if somebody told me their NOI was 241,000, then a good question, if I didn't know, might be like, all right, what did you factor for operating expenses?
Right. Are you managing it yourself? That's usually a big one.
Are you managing yourself?
Almost every rent roll we look at doesn't have property
Management fees? Yeah. Right. Did you factor in property management fees, or are you managing it yourself and you haven't factored, you just haven't factored it in because you're not just accounting for that,
Correct.
right? Because this is the all elusive number on like what really is going on. Just like when people are they're trying to estimate what their property is worth, like they're giving us some sort of number here, but I need to know either price, NOI, or cap rate, two of the three, to be able to figure out
Yellow.
whatever's missing.
Right.
Yeah.
Putting the story together.
Okay. All right. How do we play with this in a role play?
To role play it, we can go over the pitch. So
Okay.
I just kind of wanted to go
Sure.
through.
Yeah, that's good. Guys, by the way, I had to go over this stuff like NOI and like operating expenses and cap rates like seriously like 20 times. Because I've had it explained very, very slowly to me by Matt and Alex, and I'm like, they're like, you get it? I'm like, yeah, but it's not really sticking.
Right.
You just have to hear it over and over and over. It's a different language, just like we're talking about the new language from expired withdrawals to making cash offers and doing creative financing. It's a new language, and anything you want to be proficient in life is that learning that new language, and your fluency in the language, variable action, will dictate your value and your ability to make. What that means in regards to your ability to make money.
And also repetition, because, I know how to speak Spanish, but if
Right.
you don't use it,
Right.
and then when you start speaking,
Yeah.
you're like, oh God. I don't
You speak,
know.
well, and that's a good, just super duper quick, is that's a good point, because if you're not, you gotta be fluent and fluid. Because just because you're fluent, you know the words, doesn't mean you're fluid, because you speak broken Spanish. And then when you're speaking broken investor,
Yeah.
confidence, high or low? Low, right? Then trust, high or low? Low. And then appointment, yes or no? No.
We're looking at a brand new sixplex in the Bronx. We're projecting it at an 8.6 cap rate, right? Move in ready. Highest and best use is going to be Section 8 tenants, but the government guarantees that rent, and they pay the landlord a premium to sign on with the program because this building's not registered yet. Okay. Additionally, just one other thing on this, the top unit has solar panels, so that's another value add. The highest unit would be offset electricity. I'll call you, Paulie.
Okay.
Ring.
Hello?
Hey, Paulie, how's it going?
Good.
I understand you're still looking for a multifamily to invest in. Is that correct?
Yeah, I haven't found anything yet, but I was keeping my eyes and ears open to opportunities. What do you got?
Yeah. Remind me, are you only looking in Texas, or you kind of got your eyes and ears open everywhere?
Yeah, Texas was the primary. I'd like to try to stay in Texas, but you got something outside of Texas?
Yeah. I got an interesting one in the Bronx in New York. You familiar with the area at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this one in the Bronx, it's a sixplex, brand new, and it's a really unique opportunity. It's 2-3 families stacked together with a common wall, zoned as a sixplex, and we are offering this at an 8.6 cap rate right now. Brand new. I don't have a rent roll for you because he just got his C of O, but we're projecting that cap rate based on a $241,000 NOI, which is projected off the Section 8 city guaranteed rents for this style of building, which is a 5-bedroom, 2-bath, and a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. That unit breakdown is 4 5-bedrooms, 2 4-bedrooms. And total monthly rents on that is somewhere around $26,000.
The NOI, what was the operating expenses on that? What'd you figure in?
Yeah, we're running 25% OpEx on that, so our GOI is somewhere above $300,000.
And that included management?
That includes management, property taxes, insurance, and some of the utilities are actually offset because there's solar on the top unit. that
Yeah,
feeds
Bronx
that.
can be pretty rough though, no?
It can be rough. It's getting a little better. There's a lot of new construction over there, but it is, more of a working class. And the nice thing about Section 8 is they guarantee your rents.
Yeah.
They
I've
also-
never done Section 8 before.
Right. But you wouldn't be managing this anyway, right?
No.
So
No.
I think, having the right property manager who's familiar with that and in the city would be the right move either way.
Yeah, amen to that.
Because you won't be doing it. We have those
Yeah.
contacts for you. So what I know
Oh, you have
about
somebody
this-
out in New York?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We do. We got plenty of contacts you can interview. But what I know about this one, Paulie, is at an 8.6 cap rate, it's not going to last long. We have quite a few people looking at this, and I knew you were in the market for something multifamily that fits this box. So I wanted to put it in front of you, and if you could take a look at it today. I'd like to hear back from you because again, we do have a lot of people interested in this, and I got to be able to move on because I know it's going to move fast. But I want you to take a look because I know it fits. What do you say you look at it today? Around noon. I'll give you a call at 5.
Yeah. Can you give me a call at 6?
Yeah, we can do 6.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Where's my button? I lost my button. Okay, I like it. Comments, questions?
Would you ever at the end of that call even put more urgency on it and be like, actually, tell you the truth, Paulie, I've got another buyer that I'm sending this over to. They've got a 6 o'clock call already. Could you do 5:30?
Yeah.
Like make them
Yeah.
really dig it.
I love that. Look, the urgency is the energy around urgency is important. How does the deal fit? Would it work for them? Is it a risk that they take? He's out of state. Section 8, some of the variables, right? But man, I'm constantly like, come on, get it done. What are we waiting on? Time is our enemy, not just their enemy. It's our enemy. The longer we go with talking about deals, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we can't go a month talking about a freaking deal. We're talking about off-market deals like a week.
Yeah.
2 weeks is like a month on the open market.
What's your biggest comeback to, they're going to damage my property?
So what I usually say is, there's all sorts of renters, there's also sorts of Section 8 people.
Yeah.
You still vet your tenants. Just because they're Section 8 doesn't mean you have to let them in. You still run your background check.
Mhm.
You still run references.
Mhm.
They have a caseworker. You should be doing your due diligence on any tenant, whether it's Section 8 or standard. I usually leverage a property manager, specifically when it's 4 units or more. That deal should figure in property management. So I say, hey, really important to have a good property manager. Make sure you have good systems in place with them and qualifications and that they're following them. And, again, the city's going to guarantee your rent. So yeah, they might be not as qualified to pay the rent, but the government never misses a check. You still hold a deposit.
That's a good one right there,
Right.
buddy.
Mhm.
That was good.
And the matter of the fact is that story. We've seen people rent $4,000 or $5,000 a month homes in the suburbs, destroy those properties. We really never know what you're going to get. And then I would start with that and then segue into what he said or use it on the back end because I still have to vet them. I still have to have systems and processes to be able to maintain the quality of the tenant. And there's additional bonuses based off of being Section 8 with the government paying and you being guaranteed money. So, I mean, the thing is, anything can go wrong anywhere, anytime. Couldn't it, Brent? Shut up.
And
Yeah.
It's unfortunately just got a negative connotation. Cause
Yes, that's what I meant. So I was looking for and I loved your
Yeah.
response and I loved your story. So that sounds perfect. Open
Yeah.
with the story of, listen, I've got leases in the suburbs, they get trashed anyways, and then go into properly vetting them. We'll handle the process.
Yeah.
I love that.
Because
Great
what
response.
would you rather have? Would you rather have the government guaranteeing your rent, or like here, where a company will put in, 5 to 6 workers in a home while they're working on a job, right? And say, I'll pay your rent.
100%. And your statement alone, the government never misses a payment.
That was good.
That rang in my ear. That was the
Yeah.
thing I heard, and I was like, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, guaranteed on the first. Every
Yeah.
month.
Nice job.
So this is a real deal right now. Okay? I like that we bring real deals to Tuesdays so that we can kind of talk about, if anything, you guys are learning a little bit more as far as like, well, how does this all get put together? And I don't know when you're going to talk to who on what opportunity, which is why this is important. All right, let's have anything else. Let's have somebody else role play it. Okay, call TJ.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, TJ. It's Jesse with Tyfke Real Estate. How are you doing?
Hey Jesse, what's going on?
Not much. Yeah, I'm actually just ran across a deal here, and it looks like it fits your buy box, TJ. So I wanted to check in with you, see if you're still looking around for multifamilies.
Yeah, I'm always looking.
Okay, and remind me, are you only investing in Texas, or are you going out of state? More specifically in New York.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of both. If it's in Texas, it's a bit easier for me, but
Yeah,
deals got to make sense.
Yeah.
Outside of state for management.
that makes sense. Yeah, and I remember that you told me that you here from Long Island, right?
Yeah, originally.
Okay, so gotcha. That's some a little bit about the area too.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, the deal that I just ran across, and I know it's not going to last long. It's a brand new 6-plex in the Bronx, and the play on this is Section 8 housing. So there are 4 units that are 5-bedroom and 2 baths, renting at $4,600 per month. And the other 2 is a 4-bedroom and 2 bath, renting at right around $4,000 per month. So the NOI for this one, including all expenses, is around $241,000, and we're only asking 2.8 mil, right? So right at 8.6 cap. What do you think about that number?
The numbers work pretty good there. How are you getting to the NOI? Is that projected, or you guys have a rent roll?
We don't have a rent roll, so it's brand new.
Oh, it's brand new,
Yeah,
okay.
so no one's in there right now. We are talking to the city, and they already qualify the property for Section 8, and it's guaranteed rent, right? When you put a Section 8 tenant in there, and that the government doesn't miss a paycheck, so that NOI, we're pretty guaranteed that you're gonna get that.
Okay. And for me, I don't live there. What about management? You guys got?
Yeah, it's also included. So in New York, or this area specifically, we put in a 25% operating expense, OpEx, and that's pretty conservative as well. So you're gonna get maybe a little bit more than what you're seeing right now. So how about this? Let me send the information to you, and I do definitely want to hear back from you because I know this fits your buy box and it's in your home base too. So I'll call you back around tomorrow in the morning. If you're not interested, no problem. I'm gonna have to move on, but I know this property won't last long, and I definitely want to give you a first glance at it. So how about tomorrow at 5 or tomorrow at 6?
Yeah, we can do that.
You get 1, not 2. Well, we're gonna grade them. So, depending on how many hypes you get, you'll know how good you did. Okay.
I'll take one.
Yeah, you got 1. All right.
What do you say,
What'd you like?
I liked everything until we dove into management.
Okay, why?
Instead of going 25 OpEx, just be like, yeah, we're carrying 7% in there. We got numbers for you to call people.
Okay,
we
gotcha.
trust that you would interview them, but we have contacts and we're figuring it in the deal.
Okay.
Without zeroing in on the number? Is that what you mean? Or
Because he was like, yeah, we're carrying a total of 25% OpEx on this. I would just dive into the management part directly.
okay.
So what was the question, and then I asked that. How are you getting to the NOI?
Yeah, it was how are you getting to the NOI and is management figured in there? And that could have been like it was already set up, or you need to do it yourself, or you kind of clouded how it was figured. You said we were running a number and it's 25% OpEx, which includes that management part.
Okay, so I should have just said, hey, we included management.
Yeah, we're figuring a management expense in this.
Okay.
We don't have a rent roll, but I can send you the breakdown.
Good. What else you hear that you liked?
That I liked that he broke down the units for him.
Broke down
The
how.
units and how much they were making each.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? What you liked? What you liked? Tell me what you liked. Anybody?
Government doesn't miss a paycheck.
Did he say that?
Yes, he did.
And he also related that you're from Long Island, right? So you're probably familiar with
Yeah,
that.
I like that actually, and I think there's more opportunity for you in that, because I was gonna write it up here, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to distract him on energy, humor. Like, oh yeah, you're from Long Island. That was good that you made that association because you knew that about him. Okay, make a joke or some funny, or maybe instill some more confidence. Hey, because that's your home turf. I know you're going to be able to figure out that this is a good deal, and be able to move fast on it. A little bit more energy around the comfort of the conversation, right? Which is humor or confidence or something that personalizes it and makes it more human. We've been talking about that a lot the last week. Like, how do I make these conversations more connective with energy, humor, sarcasm, confidence, encouragement, right? Like, I need them to trust me, not as much like me, what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying is important, the content's important, but like, I need to connect with them as a human being. And then at the very tail end, I think for coaching opportunity is like urgency, like step that up a little bit more. And I got a lot going on right now. I got 10 more calls I need to make for people that were also had the same buy box as you in my database. And so, I need you to look at it today. Can you get to it by 5, or does 4 o'clock work better for you? What are your initial, what looks good to you here? What smells good to you here? I like to get comfortable.
That's a good one there.
I like to get comfortable when I'm trying to sniff people out and and explore possibility or opportunity, or maybe in the other direction, like why they may be having apprehension. Because it was somebody, I was on a call with somebody else the other day, and I was talking with you guys, and you were listening, and I kept asking questions, and then something fell out. I think it was the guy out of Florida. I kept asking questions, and then it fell out. Well, actually, and then he told me. And I'm like, see? I gotta keep asking those questions on what they really think or feel. Because they ain't giving it up to you initially because you're still a salesperson stranger, or maybe you're not total stranger because they're in the database, but the conversation's colder, like they're running around the world wherever they are, and then ring, and then you're pitching, and then they're at the grocery store, and some lady just stepped in front of them, and he's distracted, and whatever. So like that energy to be able to connect. Okay, deep breath in. Through your nose, let it out. Deep breath in. Let it out. One more time. Let it out. I'm alive, excited, and full of energy.
I'm alive, excited, full of energy.
Conversations make me money.
Conversations make me money.
I am versatile.
I am versatile.
I listen for motivation.
I listen for motivation.
Objections are an opportunity.
Objections are an opportunity.
I always ask great questions.
I always ask great questions.
I have a powerful attitude.
I have a powerful attitude.
People need my help.
People need my help.
I see myself achieving my goals.
I see myself achieving my goals.
My mindset is strong all day long.
My mindset is strong all day long.
All right, go get some.
Yeah.